Don't worry, it's me. I'm back. We're here. We're looking at the bass gangs. We don't talk about Bruno. I am so excited. We Don't Talk About Bruno is a fabulous song from Encanto. I think it is composed very precisely by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and as a result, I'm not usually the easiest on covers of this song, as you may remember from my voice play reaction video sometime last year. But anyway, I'm excited to see what the bass gang does with it, especially after their entire album of Disney solo songs that they did. Now it's like a big ensemble song. So I'm excited. Let's get into it. Alright, here we are. We're live.
We don't talk about Bruno, no, 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 no. We don't talk about Bruno.
G minor is our key. The original was in C. So we're in G minor. Wonder who arranged this. Let me check. Okay, so it says Isaiah Carter did the arrangement and the vocal percussion. I wonder who that is. Because as far as I know, this is the first arrangement that the bass gang has done that wasn't arranged by one of these four guys. Also, Tommy looks very pretty. So anyway, G minor is our key. We have this very unique introduction. It's kind of spooky, almost running through these minor scale chords with the that kind of that dominant with the major 7. So very interesting.
We don't talk about Bruno, no, 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 no. We don't talk about Bruno. It was my wedding.
Okay, so real quick, I think it's so interesting that we included this kind of like, we never talk about Bruno. I think this section is very interesting because it very much is reminiscent of like Latin music, which, I mean, the movie takes place. I love Bobby's face here. The music, or the movie takes place in Colombia, I believe. Yeah, Colombia, me encanto. So I think it's interesting that we kind of created this section here that borrows a lot from Latin culture and music with the tss, 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 and kind of the spoken rhythms that we have here. It's very much like a Latin jazz piece. I like how the background is kind of like the little town in Encanto. I also think this section's interesting because it provides something we can use as a transition, calling back to the beginning of the song if we struggle with transitions later, which I don't know if we will, but that's just, it can be useful to write like an intro section like this, just to have something to fall back on if you're struggling with the arrangement later, which I don't know if Isaiah did for that reason, but either way, it's still an interesting thing to hear in the beginning of the song.
It was my wedding day. We were getting ready and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin. Are you telling the story or am I? Bruno says it looks like crack.
Ooh. Don't know, it's D2, somebody on the background down there. And we're also getting some sound effects to kind of recreate the storm effect. Now, I will say, I can't get over Tommy here. He looks so gorgeous. My biggest gripe with people covering this song is how tightly composed the original was to complement each character, because almost all the main characters in the movie get to sing a part of the song, and I think that Lin-Manuel Miranda did an awesome job giving everybody parts of the song that characterize themselves so well. So my issue with people covering this song is when we split up who is singing different lines, and I think that's, in reflection, probably my biggest issue with voice plays We Don't Talk About Bruno. I think the ideal way to cover the song would be to have somebody assigned it to a character and filling that character's spot for all the parts that that character sings. Your opinion can differ on that. That is just, since I like the original so much and since I'm so invested in Encanto as a movie and its songs. I think that is the biggest issue I take with people covering the song, because I feel like it is almost a disservice to the original characters to have their parts split up, and I think it makes the song make a little bit less sense. But I don't know. I guess, well, that's just my opinion, and you can feel free to disagree. So I personally would have kept nice face. I personally would have kept Marlon on the solo rather than switching to Tommy and just giving Tommy a signed part later. But I don't dislike it. I think they're both doing a good job holding down the fort so far.
Are you telling the story or am I?
And instead of having the background vocals echo that part, we kind of build up a dominant chord there as a transition, which is kind of interesting. And I want to go out on a limb and say that these dramatic vocals happening in the background here are from Peter, or at least some of them are, with that kind of like dramatic operatic tone. Nice crisp belt up to F4 there.
We don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno.
That was cute. The kiss that Tommy put him on, and these candles with the bass gang here. I like the aesthetic that we have going on here. Also, when we switch to Tommy singing "We Don't Talk About Bruno," we get rid of the storm effect, because I suppose that part of the dialogue is over. So very interesting. I like that as an original choice.
No, we don't talk about Bruno. Live in fear of Bruno stuttering and stumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate him with the sound of falling sand. We don't talk. See him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate.
That's an unsettling close-up of Peter. I think giving Peter this part was a really good choice, because he can put on such a soft voice for the character, the character with the super hearing, because her character is very soft spoken. She tends to speak very quietly, so this part is written for that character in mind. So I think Peter was a good choice here, because his diction is so clear and he can project that softer voice like that.
Live in fear of Bruno stuttering and stumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling.
I liked Marlon sneaking through as if he is Bruno.
Associate him with the sound of falling sand. We don't talk about Bruno. It's a heavy lift with a gift so humbling. Always at the willer and the family fumbling. Grappling with prophecies they couldn't understand. Do you understand?
That was sick. Do you understand? That outlining that dominant chord to give him that low note there. That's a nice way to incorporate the bass gang style into the song. And I also think we have some pretty nice counter melodies going on underneath Peter's solo here.
We don't talk about Bruno.
So instead of the sand sound effect, we sing "We don't talk about Bruno," and the rhythm is a little bit off, but I think that kind of contributes to it in a good way.
With a gift so humbling, always at the willer and the family fumbling, grappling.
And it kind of sounds like Tommy doing that ooh line in there, or whatever he does, with that kind of like distant reverb effect. It's very unique.
It's a heavy lift with a gift so humbling, always at the willer and the family fumbling, grappling with prophecies they couldn't understand. Do you understand?
7-foot frame man, when he calls your name, it's
everything around you feels you.
There's a bass gang candle again. Now with this section, we are completely abandoning the original style, and don't get me wrong, I actually appreciate what they're doing here. I think it again calls to the Latin undertone of the original song and Peter's face, and kind of capitalizes on it in a very cool way. And I think having them all sing it doesn't really assassinate the character that much, because I mean it's something that they're all agreeing on narratively. So yeah, good choice.
Do you understand?
7-foot frame man, when he calls your name, it's
Everything around you feels you.
seize your dreams and feast on your strength.
Ooh, that was nice with the screams on that note. Ooh. I feel like it is missing some flair from one of them not having arranged it, but I also feel like Isaiah, whoever he may be, did an interesting, in a good way, job at trying to recreate the style of having the text broken up and sung in different rhythms underneath the melody. And I think he even highlights that even more with what he's doing here with, instead of saying rats along his back, you do itty bitty rats along his back. Or then everything around you fades to black, or I think that's what he says there. I think it's definitely an interesting choice and not something I've ever heard before done with this song, but I think that adds to the originality of their arrangement.
7-foot frame and when he calls your name, everything around you feels like he sees your dreams and feasts on your dreams.
We don't talk about Bruno, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno.
He told me my fish would die the next day, dead.
Ah. Okay, so cameos for this part.
He told me my fish would die the next day, dead.
I love the fish there. I wonder who this is. Should I recognize her?
He told me I'd grow a gut just like he said.
Oh, I got Tim. I'd recognize this guy. I follow him on TikTok. I think he's like Big Brev something. So I know who that is.
He told me I'd grow a gut just like he said.
He said that all my hair would disappear. Now look at my head.
Nice visual effect there. And I actually like this. I think having cameos from other people for these kind of like one-off lines that other townsfolk sing is a smart way to preserve the iconic nature of the characters. And I know I'm talking about that a lot, but that is something that's important to me when it comes to covering songs from movies, and something that I like to see recreated in other covers, kind of staying true to the nature of the characters that sing the song. Which is, if you saw my video where I compared Voice Plays Hellfire to Jack's Lament, is the reason that I think Jack's Lament was such a stronger Halloween cover, because it had one person portraying one character as opposed to multiple people portraying one character. But anyway, so I appreciate that they have different people doing different cameos for this part. I think that complements the original song nicely.
He told me my fish would die the next day, dead.
He told me I'd grow a gut just like he said.
He said that all my hair would disappear. Now look at my head.
Your fate is sealed when your prophecy is read.
He told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday be mine. He told me that.
So this is again a softer part. So they have Tommy doing it in kind of a octave that he doesn't really have to strain to sing. It's more of like the baritone. He told me. Nice and smooth vocals for kind of the middle range of a bass singer. So I think that was a good choice there. And to also complement that, we have a nice soft cymbal part going on in the vocal percussion. But staccato chords going on from the background vocals. So we have all of the focus on Tommy, not that much going on in the... Also, Tim Bald is cursed.
Fate is sealed when your prophecy is read.
He told me that the life of my
And credit where credit is due for a high A from Marwan.
dreams would be promised and someday be mine. He told me that my power would grow.
Also, I like this effect of having them blurry in the background, very reminiscent of Centuries.
Oh, like the grapes that thrive on the vine. Oh, he told me that the man of my dreams would be just out of reach, betrothed to another.
So we're building to the big part of the song. So we switch to Bobby with kind of a darker, lower tone to his voice that pushes a little bit more forward, and we add a moving counter melody as opposed to just having the staccatos that we had before. Now we have like a very legato, higher register counter melody, very faded off in the background, but everything is contributing towards the big build.
Told me that the man of my dreams would be just out of reach, betrothed to another. It's like I hear it now. Like I hear it now. Like I hear it now. Like I hear it
Okay, okay. So the line here would be from the Isabella character saying, "Hey sis, I want not a sound out of you." I do appreciate that they don't have that line because, again, if you're not going to assign somebody to the character of Isabella, I think it's a good idea to kind of eliminate that line and find musical ways to accommodate for its absence, like repeating, "It's like I hear him now." So I think that's actually a really good decision.
Would be just out of reach, betrothed to another.
It's like I hear him now. Like I hear him now. Like I hear him now. Like I hear him now.
Because then it stays it stays true to the original nature of the song, and B, it creates more originality for their arrangement. So I actually dig that. And yes, I did notice Marwan slipping around in the background.
Like I hear him now. Like I hear him now.
Bruno. Yeah, about that Bruno. I really need to know about Bruno. Give me the truth.
Again with the Latin, the da 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 Bruno, whatever they have singing in the background there. And I think that kind of like abbreviated rhythm, the tighter rhythm there, is once again contributing to the big build. And we have the do do do, that dramatic bass drum sound effect going on. Everything is contributing to the build so nicely.
Bruno. I really need to know about Bruno. Give me the truth, the whole truth, Bruno.
Okay, I'm digging this. All right. Oh, that's not playing. Hello.
Bruno. I really need to know about Bruno. Give me the truth, the whole truth, Bruno.
So since we didn't have a character for Camilo who sings the 7-foot frame part, I think it's so interesting to omit his "Isabella, your boyfriend's here" line, and instead have them all build up to that with that dramatic line, that chromatic line that walks up to the minor root. Ooh, that is juicy. I love that.
Bruno. Give me the truth, the whole truth, Bruno.
And we even have like a silent break, and then we all come in building up that chromatic walk up. That is so good. I am in love with that. So very traditional. There's, not much else creatively you can do with this part of the song except have everybody sing all the parts, especially since it's so iconic. And I think, especially when you only have 4 people, you do have to multi-track some parts to at least make sure all the parts are heard. So, that's inevitable here, and I think they're doing a good job holding down the balance over all the different characters. So actually, I remember now Marwan did a cover of "We Don't Talk About Bruno," like a build-up cover, where he did the green eye effect. He did that in his short that I saw on TikTok. So I don't know if they're trying to reference that, but that's a cool reference either way. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I do hear some mixing it up with the kind of melodies that they're singing here, even rhythm in some sense. So they are doing a little bit to keep it original and creative. Though, again, it is kind of just the everybody take a different part. But yeah, they're doing a nice job balancing it here. Ooh. We made it to A flat minor at some point. I'm sorry that I missed that. That was somebody's line there all the way up, building up to that A flat 4 sounded like Tommy. And then we get that. Let's listen to the end one more time. Ooh. Whoever did it was either Tommy or Marwan. They went up to a B flat 4 in chest. And somebody dropped the A flat 1 there. A Bobby or Peter Luna. Okay, well, a very unique arrangement. And when it comes to other covers I've heard of this, I think this might actually be the one that I like the most because of how it stays true to the original more than others do and still has quite a bit of bass gang originality. Not that many Lonos, to be surprising, but not a horrible thing. I definitely like this arrangement. I think it's interesting they got somebody else to do it for them. I wonder why they did that. But anyway, yeah, nice cover, nice video from the bass gang. And yeah, that's what I got for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy my reactions. And do go subscribe to the bass gang. They are doing great things and need more recognition than they're getting. So without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.